Ну что встречаться с Зеленским, если он отдал свою страну под полное внешнее управление? Ключевые вопросы жизнедеятельности Украины решаются не в Киеве, а в Вашингтоні, отчасти в Берліні і в Парижі.
І те, що Україна готова сісти за стіл перемовин після повного припинення вогню з терористами, які все це влаштували на нашій землі, це великий компроміс. Ми не хочемо, щоб ця війна продовжувалась.
In the shadow of Istanbul's ancient spires, where history has long been forged, two nations sat down to rewrite their future. Ukraine and Russia, bound by conflict, faced each other in a bid for peace. But as the echoes of their talks fade, one question looms large. Is peace even possible? On May 16, 2025, in the grand halls of Dolmabahce Palace, representatives from Ukraine and Russia met for the first direct high-level talks since early 2022. The world held its breath, hoping for a breakthrough to end a war that has reshaped lives and borders. Ukraine came with a proposal, a 30-day ceasefire, no strings attached, a starting point for dialogue. Russia, in turn, laid out its conditions for peace. Ukraine must withdraw from 4 regions, recognize them as Russian territory, forgo reparations for war damages, and commit to neutrality, stepping back from NATO aspirations. Both sides stood firm, their visions for peace worlds apart. After less than 2 hours, the talks ended without a ceasefire, leaving the conflict's wounds unhealed. Yet amidst the deadlock, a flicker of progress emerged. Both nations agreed to a historic exchange of 1,000 prisoners of war each, the largest swap yet, set to unfold soon. But with no agreement on ending the fighting, the question remains, what will it take to bridge this chasm? Enter U.S. President Donald Trump, who has staked his claim as a potential peacemaker. No peace will happen until I sit down with Putin, he declared on Fox News, signaling that his personal diplomacy could be the key to unlocking a deal. Yet the Kremlin's Dmitry Peskov cautions that any summit requires intense preparation. Trump's confidence is bold. He believes he can negotiate an agreement with Russian President Vladimir Putin, a leader he's long described as a tough but reasonable counterpart. His envoys, Keith Kellogg and Steve Witkoff, were present in Istanbul, a sign of America's investment in the process. But Trump's approach is a tightrope walk, promising talks while keeping the threat of sanctions on the table if negotiations falter. Is this a genuine path to peace or a high-stakes diplomatic wager? Ukraine, meanwhile, holds its ground, calling on allies to maintain sanctions and send military aid to bolster its position. For them, peace must respect their right to exist as a sovereign nation, free to chart its own course. Russia, equally resolute, sees its conditions as essential to securing its interests and stabilizing the region. Both nations, scarred by years of conflict, believe their cause is just. But at what cost? The war's toll, lives lost, homes destroyed, continues to mount, a grim reminder of what's at stake. The world watches, torn between hope and skepticism. Pope Leo XIV offers the Vatican as a neutral venue, while European leaders like France's Emmanuel Macron call the talks fruitless. But in this clash of wills, who holds the power to break the stalemate? Is it Trump with his promise of a Putin summit? Is it the diplomats painstakingly searching for common ground? Or is it the people, Ukrainian and Russian alike, whose futures hang in the balance? So we must ask, can peace be forged when both sides see compromise as surrender? Will Trump's meeting with Putin light the way, or merely cast new shadows? Peace demands more than words. It demands sacrifice. As the war rages, history watches. Will it see a truce or a tragedy without end?